Hey guys, so this is my introduction video for my new collaboration channel with me, Woo Bear Kitten, the Bubblegum Princess, and Haley Bean. So it's going to be fun. And it's called Our Latest Obsession because we are basically just going to use this channel to talk about stuff that we are obsessed with at any given point in our lives, so we don't have to clutter our beauty channels with it. For our subscribers that aren't really interested in hearing if we're obsessed with Twilight or not, which I know there are some of you out there and that's fine. But for those of you who are interested in stuff like Twilight and like whatever else comes up in our lives, then it would be great if you would subscribe to this channel. In this channel you will get all four of us making videos, putting them up. It will just be fun, I think. We decided, I think it was Haley Bean's idea to do this, and then she invited the three of us to do it with her. So, the first thing that they wanted us to discuss in this kind of collaboration thing is the Twilight soundtrack, which I just got yesterday, and I'm so excited about. Okay, so I watched all three of their introduction videos before I even had bought the CD, and I felt bad that I was like behind everyone else. You know, everyone had videos up and they were like, Elle, you don't have a video up, and I'm like, I don't own the soundtrack yet, what am I supposed to do? Which is weird that I wasn't there the day that it came out, right? I think that's kind of weird, but I had an exam. So I watched Kimmy's video first, I think, and she talked about how each Twilight CD comes with a poster in it, like a movie poster, and there's 4 different ones, and it's kind of a lottery of which one you get. Like, you just get whatever you get. And so she said that when she first went, she got James, and she was all upset. She's like, who wants a poster of James? Which I totally agree with. So then when her sister went, she, to get a CD, she, like, felt them all to, like, feel the presence of Edward. And she ended up getting a poster of Edward and Bella, which she was like, okay, well, that's better than James, right? And, of course, Haley Bean would get Edward in her CD, so we were all jealous of her because we're like, you would get Edward, like, really? So I went to Walmart, and I pulled a Kimmy, and I was feeling the CDs. And I was with my friend, and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, nothing. The first one was cracked. Like, no. I'm feeling the presence, of course. My friends know I'm a little quirky, which is probably why I get along with Kimmy so well, because she's quite quirky, too. So, God, I'm just thinking, if Kimmy and I had gone to Walmart together to look for these CDs, we probably would have asked for them to get new ones from the back, or, like, open them for us, or x-ray them to see if Edward was in it. But anyway, so I can't get my CD open. So I'm going to show you which poster I got. Was I disappointed? I don't know. Was I disappointed? No. I got Edward too. So there, Kimmy. Haley and I both got Edward in our CD. And Haley and I both got our CDs from Walmart. And at first I was like, well, maybe Walmart has Edward CDs, but they don't, because I looked on the Stephanie Meyer website, and apparently it's just random. All the 4 posters were sent to all the stores, and it's really just a lottery which one you get, so it was just luck that I felt the presence of Edward. I mean, I can feel presences and Kimmy can't, so obviously I'm cooler than her. But, I'm kidding. But, okay, so I've talked about that enough. On the CD, I love Paramore Decode, which obviously, that's like the main song, right? Love, love, love. I haven't listened to all of them. I love Rob Pattinson's Never Think, just because it's Rob, and I'm like, Edward is singing this song to me and stuff. He's not, but, you know. The only thing that I was kind of disappointed with is that Bella's Lullaby is not what I think it should be. Which, I know I'm not the author, I'm not the movie director, I'm not the music person for this movie, but I think all 3 other girls have mentioned this, but I didn't really, like, know what they were talking about until I listened to it myself. I expected Bella's Lullaby to be a beautiful, like, solo piano piece, and just, like, that would bring all these emotions out in you and stuff, and, like, it doesn't really, I don't know, I mean, it's pretty, but it's not what Edward would write for his Bella. I just don't think it is, so I don't really know if that one quite hit the nail on the head, but, whatever. So that's what I think about the soundtrack. I think it's necessary if you are a Twilight fan. I mean, obviously, like, oh, and the funniest part was, I was at Walmart with my best friend, and I was like, I'm going to buy this Twilight CD, and she was like, buy it on iTunes, and I was like, no, I want the hard one, it has a poster in it, and she was like, when was the last time you bought a hard case CD? And I thought about it, and I think the last hard case CD I got was one of the Britney Spears CDs that came out, like, 7 years ago, because I've had an iPod for about 7 years or something. I might have just made that number up, but like a long time. I have not bought a hard case CD in a really long time, and so I think that's kind of weird, but I had to get it because I'm a Twilight fan. So, you need this if you're like the four of us and Psycho. Okay, so since the other four girls have already gone, I'm going to pick the next topic of discussion to start out the next 4 videos, and I'm going to talk about the first book. Twilight, of course. Twilight. And also how you think the movie is going to correspond with the book, since the movie's about the first book. Personally, the first book is my favorite of the 4. With the 4th book being very close, because the 4th book is amazing too. But, the first book is just great, because it shows Bella and Edward, and then how they meet, and how they fall in love, and it's a great story. I mean, I think that the first book could have ended at the first book, and it still would have been a timeless classic book, whereas it's still great with all the series, though. The movie, I think, is pretty dead on from what I've seen in the previews. I think they casted a great Edward, and I also, and people might disagree with me, but I think they casted a pretty good Bella, too. A lot of people have been saying that they think she's too cold, or, like, plain. But the thing is, like, Bella is supposed to be cold and plain. If you have read this book, Bella is not, like, Little Miss Perky. Like, I would never have gotten casted as Bella. Not in a million years. They couldn't have paid me. If I was the director's daughter, I wouldn't have gotten Bella's role. Because she's supposed to be like that. So, you know, I just think people that don't really agree with that, I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. But, the movie's pretty dead on. I think it's going to be great. I'm so excited. I'm going to see it with my mother, because I'm going to be home for Thanksgiving break when it comes out, and I don't have any friends at home because they all moved away. I'm old. I haven't lived there in like 3 years, so I don't really know people there anymore, so I'm probably going to see the movie with my mom and my sister and my dad if we can drag him. Blair, I got her into reading Twilight when I was home over fall break a couple weeks ago, and she's like obsessed. She went to Walden Books and bought like 2 movie posters, a calendar, like all this stuff. I was like, you haven't even finished the first book yet, like, please. But she loves it, so we're probably all going to go as a family to see the movie because it's going to be so good. Okay, I'm just talking about nothing right now. My video is so long. Everyone else's video is like a couple minutes, and mine's going to be 10 minutes, which is my limit. So, I guess to Woo Bear Kitten, Bubblegum Princess, and Haley Bean, talk about the first book, and talk about what you think the movie's going to be. And then I guess after the movie comes out, maybe the next, like either the next topic or the next one after that can be what we thought about the movie. That would be fun. But if any of you subscribers out there have any suggestions, what you want us to talk about, or even like, I don't know, new topics of discussion, something, leave us a comment. And I mean, this is a collaboration channel. This is what this is for. It's for us to talk about what we love and you guys to tell us what you want to hear about. So, you know, this is completely separate from our own separate beauty channels and stuff, but I think it's going to be fun. So I will see you guys soon. Bye.